live. What's going on, social media socialites? If you're watching this for the first time and you don't know who I am, my name is E.DeanCole, and I am a CEO, best-selling author, business coach, and life coach. And this is something that we're doing. We're going live every single Monday. So this is our money making motivation. Hashtag Motivational Mondays. So this is something that we are doing, guys. We're doing this live, and I appreciate you guys so much for your patience. If you're watching me on Instagram, I just dropped this on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. It is instagram.com/E.DeanCole. Let me let you see that again. It's instagram.com E.DeanCole. Follow me on Instagram. If you are watching me on Facebook or on YouTube, you should be following me on Instagram. And so I am about to do the exact same thing that I'm asking you guys to do. I'm asking you guys to share this. What's going on? We got Shooter Brown is in the building. Hey, we got my Precious in the building. Hey, Precious, how are you doing? All right, we have, hold on for 1 second here. Let's go ahead and remove this person. Bam. All right, so let's go ahead. I need my moderators to be in the building. Let's go to this person's channel here. And I'm gonna try to stay focused as possible. And we'll be good to go. So let's see if we can get as many, what are those called? Those things are called, what are they called? They're called spam accounts. If we can get those spam accounts together, we can go ahead and do that, so that way we can stay focused, because this channel is dedicated to economic empowerment through entrepreneurship. But unfortunately, people from the other side of town are having issues. So we're doing pretty good. Let's see how we're doing. All right, so great to see you. Sorry you're at work. Okay, Ray, that's good stuff. Good to see you as well. It's good to see you as well. All right, and let's see. Bear with me for one moment. Bam, bear with me for one moment, guys. All right. All right, bear with me for one moment. Boom. Hey, we got Vanessa in the building. Hey, Vanessa, how are you doing today? We got Mike in the building. Hey, Mike, how are you doing today? Robert is in the building. Hey, Robert, how are you doing today? I'm just up here. Let me make sure I sound pretty good. So if you're watching this on the replay and you was like, hurry up and get to the point, the entire video is a point. Sound is good? All right, bear with me for one moment. Yeah, the sound is good. Boom. So I am running a bit late, guys, and I apologize for the lateness, the tardiness. But what Drake say? Drake say, better late than never, but never late is better. So we appreciate that. And if you're watching this on the replay, you're like, Dean, I didn't know you was live. How come I didn't know you were live? Two things. Thing number one, you've seen one of my videos before, but you did not subscribe. Or thing number two, you did subscribe, but you did not hit that notification bell. So it's very important that you look right down there, bam, make sure you subscribe, but then also hit that notification bell. Because if you don't hit that notification bell, you will not know when we are live, guys. So we are live. So let me go ahead, and I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Let's share this. Share this on all of our platforms. Quiet Storm is in the building. Hey, Quiet Storm, how are you doing today? Good stuff. LaShawn is in the building. He can hear me loud and clear. Okay, that's good stuff. Michael Froster says, sounds good. That's good stuff. I appreciate that. So I am about to share this link. So the same way I ask you guys to share it, I'm about to share this. Well, I want you to share this on Facebook, and I want you to share this in all of your platforms. Share this in all your private Facebook groups and whatnot. I'm about to do the exact same thing. Catch me live. Boom, boom, boom. Catch me live. And we are going to get into this. So I'm sharing this on Instagram right now, and I'm sharing this on Facebook and all of our private Facebook groups. Boom. So catch me live. Catch me live. Thank you guys so much for your patience. And I have to add in the call-in number. I have to turn it on. Because I am a CEO in real life. I'm just not a YouTuber. I'm just not somebody that does YouTube solely. So that being said, I'm running late, guys. Listen, I'm trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. You know how that go. So how did you guys did y'all have a good day today? If you guys had a good day today, I want you to tell me. If it was a good day, I want you to say it was good. It was a good day. If it wasn't a good day, tell me it wasn't a good day. Let's see how we're doing. Let's see how we're going. Let's see how far we going today. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so make sure you guys subscribe. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, then hit that notification bell. So give me a moment, guys. I'm sharing this in all the private Facebook groups that I am in. Boom, boom, boom. And we are going live. Bam. Shared it there. So where my nurses at? Let me share it with my nurses. Let me share it with my nurses, where my nurse entrepreneurs at. They asked me to do a special live for them the other day, and I am going to do that for them. So bear with me for one moment. Let me share this. My phone gets going off. If y'all can hear the notifications. All right, boom. Here we go. Where my nurses at? Entrepreneurs. Thank you guys so much for your patience. We're going to bang on the beast with this. Share it there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. I know people don't like that, but it's all right. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. And if you're watching this on the replay, like, hurry up and get to the point. The entire video is the point. This is Money Making Motivation. And today is Monday Motivation. Do you guys like the new setup? Do you guys like the new setup? If you like the new setup, let me know. Do you guys like how the new setup is? Do you guys like this? Let me know. Let's see who else we got in the building. Okay, we got Harvey, says it's a good day. This goes to Quiet Storm, shared it. Thank you so much for Quiet Storm. I appreciate your support. All right, Christina is good. Great day. On the road, Michael. Good stuff. I appreciate that. Thank you for participating, Mike. Where's my entrepreneurs at? I hate when you try to find one of your groups and it won't let me find it. Facebook be hating on the low. If you guys like this new setup, let me know if you like this new setup. Nurses, where is it at? You guys like this new setup, let me know if you guys like this new setup. We're doing this every Monday. And the cool thing about this is the more that we do it, the better at it we become. So that's the great thing about it. The more that we do this, the better at it we become. There you go, Black Nurse Entrepreneurs. Bam. So, share it in one more spot. And then we good to gizzo. And then we back at it. Share it in one more spot and we're back at it. Where we at? There we go. Bam. There we go. We live. We up through there. Okay. So, guys, yes. So thank you so much. So let's see how many people we have watching right now. Let's see how many people we have watching live. And let's see how many comments and how many on all that good stuff. So right now we have a total of, we have 70 people watching live. I need a total of 70 thumbs up. We have 21 thumbs up and 4 thumbs down. Okay, we can do that. Do we have that many haters in the building? We got 50 some odd haters that's watching. All right, okay. So that's good. All right, so the Golden Life says you had a good day. All right, Robert said you had a great day fresh from work. Okay, I see that. Carlton is in the building. What's going on, Carlton? How you doing? You like it? King of Propto says, yes, you like it. Okay, that's good stuff. You guys, that's a really interesting name. All right. All right, so the Passive Income Trucker, Scott says that you're going to be recording your trading session in July. That's good stuff. I appreciate that. Okay, this is your first time catching me live. Gotta love Lauren. Well, gotta love Lauren. Thanks so much for checking me live. So let's do this. So if this is your first time watching me live, whether you saw me on Instagram or you saw me on Facebook, if this is your first time watching me live, I want you to say first time, okay? If you are a family member, meaning you are a client, you're already enrolled into one of the courses, or you are a client of mine, I want you to say client. But if you are not a client yet and or you are not yet subscribed to the channel, but you've seen me before, I want you to say family. So if you've seen me before, I want you to say family. If you're watching for the first time, let me say first time. All right. And then we can go from there. Quiet Storm is in the building. Consistency. Yes, Quiet Storm. Consistency. All right. Marcus says, great setup. Thank you. Maurice says, great setup. Thanks so much for that. All right. So someone says you have a question for me. I appreciate that. I'm going to open up the phone lines in a minute. Matter of fact, let me open up the phone lines. Let me get this ready so I can open. I'm going to get the studio mode so I can open up the phone lines. Let me go ahead and duplicate this. Give me a moment, guys. Phone lines, phone lines. Open up the phone lines so that we can get to it. We're going to open up these phone lines so you guys can call in. We're going to open up these phone lines so you guys can call in. What's my number? Oh, what is the call-in number? Let's add this text to it. Call-in number. All right, let's see. It is. All right, give me a moment. Eight 756 855-756-6639. 855-75-MONEY is the name of the game. Money is the name of the gizame. 855-75-MONEY. Guys, thank you so much for your patience. Like I said, it is, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's raining cats and dogs. And today has been a character building day. That's one of the reasons why I was somewhat reluctant to do this on Mondays. At the same time, what you're going to do, you're going to make money, you're going to make excuses, but you can't make both, right? So, oh, shoot. You just got to roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. And I appreciate you guys' patience. And it's a misconception. Whenever you do something, human nature, we want to be perfect at everything that we do. By human nature, 855-756-6639. We want to be perfect with everything that we do, but the reality of the situation is you're not going to be perfect. So let's do a temperature check right now. If you are wanting to start a business or build a brand or start an Instagram account or start something, but you're stopping yourself because you feel like you don't have all your ducks in a row or you don't feel perfect, it's not perfect. If that is you, I want you to say, it's me. If that was you and you've gotten out of your way, I want you to say, he's right. So we're going to, we're getting into this right now. Call-in number. So if you're waiting for me to start teaching, you're late. I've already started teaching. If you're waiting for me to start teaching, you're late, babe. I'm already getting started. Let's add this filter here one time. Let's add this new filter. And let's do a scrizzle. There we go. Scroll. Bam. There we go. Call in. Not too fast, not too slow. All right, so, all right, close. If you're waiting for me to start teaching, I'm already teaching. Call in. Boom. There we go. If that's you, I want you to say, it's me. Call in 855-756-6639. All right, so if that is you, I want you to say, it's me. If it's not you and you're good to go and you know, that's fine, but let's talk about that, guys, because that's something that I feel like as a business coach and a life coach, one of the things that I get all the time, people says, well, I don't have it all the way together yet. And I've been guilty of the same thing too. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you and make it sound fly to you. I have been guilty of the same thing, especially because if you guys can't tell, I'm somewhat of a perfectionist. And since I'm somewhat of a perfectionist, there is a lot that I want to have done, but it just is what it is. But what do? You don't wait. There is the number one best-selling book of all time. Let me show it to you guys. Oh wait, I'm trying to do something. I'm opening up the phone lines. But when I get back, I'm gonna show something to you guys. The number one best-selling book of all time says that if you wait for the time to be perfect to sow, you never will. If you're looking for the best opportunity, you're never going to have the best opportunity. There's always going to be some type of vicissitude. There's always going to be something that is standing in your way. It don't come easy. If that was the case, if it came easy, then everybody would do it. Everybody would be successful. Everybody would weigh their goal weight. Everybody would be married to their ideal mate. There would be no divorces. If that was the case, if it was easy to do anything, if it was easy to do it, then everybody would do it. But it's not easy. And since it's not easy, you have to get past that. You have to get past that self-limiting belief that everything has to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. Because look, as I am doing this right now, we still bumping and we jumping. You guys are enjoying yourself. If a hater got something to say, let them talk. You know, they're going to hate anyway. They're going to talk anyway. Might as well give them something to talk about. You dig what I'm saying? So we got to give them something to talk about. while they're talking. But what I want to say is the number one best-selling book of all time, that book right there, the number one best-selling book of all time says that if you count, or if you study the waters, to cast out your nets, then you're never going to cast them out. If you throw your bread upon the water and expect for something to come back, waiting for it to be perfect, it's never going to happen. If you guys are with me and you guys are rolling with the punches with me and you're with me, I want you to say never going to happen. If you're with me and you are enjoying me so far, I want you guys to say never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's never going to be perfect. It's always going to be some type of issue that you're dealing with. Some type of vicissitude is going to be something. If you are with me, I want you to say never going to happen, okay? I want you to say never going to happen. All right. All right. Gotta love Lauren. It's going to come up. Never going to happen. Thank you so much for that, Quiet Storm. Thank you for participating. It is never going to happen. All right. Bone Crusher says never going to happen. Thank you so much for that. Andrew Jacob says never going to happen. Thank you so much for that. Andrew TMC McMillan is in the building, says never going to happen. Thank you so much for that. T-Mac. Paul Walker says it's never going to happen. Tracy says it's never going to happen. Robert Hunter, never going to happen. Thank you so much. It is never going to happen. You're going to have issues and you're going to have vicissitudes. It is never going to happen. I think one of the biggest misconceptions that I get is people say, oh, I got to get my stuff together. I got to get my ducks in a row. Your ducks are already in the row. You're either going to make money or you're going to make excuses, but you can't make both. You're either going to make progress or you're going to make excuses, but you cannot make both. As you guys see me doing this right now, I've been live for I don't know how long, for 5 minutes and 18 seconds, and I hadn't even got the phone lines up yet. And for the first 5 minutes and 18 seconds, it's been me setting things up, but it's about me being consistent, trying to get, and I was 5 minutes late. But it doesn't matter, because the more you do it, the better ready you're going to become. Because what happens is this: people say, okay, Dean, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be like you. I want to be a multimillionaire. I want to do things big. I want to, have a coaching platform. Or I want to have this great platform. What can I do? I'm already teaching right now. I don't even know if the phone line's going to open up because I'm teaching right now. I just feel y'all pulling on me. But a lot of people say, Dean, I want to be like you. I want to have a platform like you. I want to have the success that you have. And one of the things that I always say is that success, I don't feel it, because success comes as you're going. What do I mean by that? Success comes as I'm going. What do I mean when I say success comes as you're going? The blessing isn't having the $1 million or having the successful business. The blessing is the character that you have to possess and you have to develop in order to make it happen. Because it's going to take character in order to make it happen. It's not going to come overnight, because how many of you guys know this right now? You can get rich quick and you can lose it quick too. How many people you know right now that done got rich quick, they done got a little come up, they done came up on a little something? Prime example is tax season. When tax season comes around, they might get a large sum of money, but if they don't have the character to keep the money, if they don't have the character to make the money work for them, it's as if they never had it in the first place. I know so many chicks that's running to the Dominican Republic, not for the good reasons, but for the bad reasons, just so they can get butt injections. Talking about income tax. They're trying to look like those beautiful Boricuas over there in Colombia and in Brazil, but they take that income tax money, they run to go get a butt injection. And they sleeping on a mattress. You dig what I'm saying? They go to the DR so they can get their boobs done and get their tails done, but they sleeping on a mattress and their kids got old shoes. But when they income tax comes along, this is what they focus on. And I don't mean to just talk about the women. Fellas do the exact same thing. Man, listen, you ain't got a pot to piss in or wanted to throw it out of. You've been wanting to break up with your girlfriend for the past 10 months. But because you ain't got a place to stay, you ain't broke up with the chick. Y'all have a toxic relationship. And when income tax comes along, you want to go get some new Jordans or get some rims for your car. Or you want to upgrade your car, knowing good and doggone well, you ain't got a place to sleep at night. But that's the decision that you decide to make. And I'm not saying this to talk down on anybody. I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not bragging to impress you, but just to impress upon you the fact that it's the character you develop. in becoming what it is that you want to become. Because if you get a blessing too soon, that blessing becomes a curse. If you understand where I'm coming from, I want you to say, got it. If you don't understand and if you disagree with me, I want you to say, you're wrong. And when I open up the phone lines, you can call in and we can talk about it. We can talk about that right now. So if you understand where I'm coming from, I want you to say, understand. Oh, no, I want you to say, got it. If you understand, I want you to say, got it. If you disagree with me, I want you to say, you're wrong. And when I open up the phone lines, we can talk about it. So this is a live call-in show. We're talking about business credit. We're talking about cryptocurrencies and a lot of different things today. But we got it. Thank you so much for that. Brittany says, got it. Brown Purchase says, got it. So Marcus says that people that had 90K, it was going in 30 seconds. Marcus, no, this Maurice. People that had 90K and it was going in 30 seconds. Listen to me. Thank you so much for that, Tracy. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate that. T-Mac says, matter of fact, let me make T-Mac a moderator. Got it. The journey is, let me make you a moderator. Add as a moderator. So that means you can now approve comments and remove comments. If you see some crazy comments, you can help moderate, T-Mac. All right. J. Dwayne Griffith says, you got it. Andrew Jacob says, talk louder. Okay, Andrew. Everybody else can hear me, so I don't know what you want me to do, Andrew. All right, so let's go ahead and open up these phone lines. One more thing is, what am I doing? I am opening up the phone lines. Created it. Now let's open up the phone lines. I'm going to so many things in my mind to do. Here we go. Give me a second, guys. I have to turn the phone lines off and turn them back on because it's the coolest thing about YouTube is that people don't recognize when you're not really live. Let's go back to studio mode. People don't recognize when you're not live. So they'll call anyway, even when you're not live. So you have to turn it on and turn it back off. Good information. Thanks so much for that, Black Mamba. All right. You see it all the time. That's good stuff. Lottery winners, shooter, absolutely. So let's see. Let's go ahead and put that person in timeout for all those foolish comments trying to distract me. Let's see. Let's go. Let me log into this account. What's the number? It's the phone number is 855-756. There we go. Let me go in and open this bad boy up. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I just need to open this up in 1 second. We're going to open up these phone lines. Matter of fact, we're going to open up these phone lines. I need to take that out. Boom. Open up these phone lines. 855-756-6639. 855-756-6639 is the call-in number. And let me get it together. Give me a second, guys. I have to do one thing. When you call in right now, it's about to go to, it's still going to go straight to voicemail. All right. It's off. Turn it on. Boom. Now it's on. Let's see. There we go. We good to go. We Gucci right now. So somebody call in. Let's do a check. Let's do a check for the emergency broadcasting system. 855-756-6639. That is 855-756-6639. So it is on. We're good to go. Oh, it says it's stopping at 10. Let me go ahead and edit this. Let me change this from 10 because we're going to be going to, let's say, 12. Let's do 11. Let's do 11. We ain't going to be on for 11. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do 11. Hey, caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Oh, my name is Shooter Brown, and I'm calling from the road.
What's going on, Shooter? How you feeling, man?
Hey, same old, man. I wanted to call you real quick, see how you was doing, brother.
Man, I'm doing good. I appreciate you so much for calling in. So, guys, the reason why I wanted Shooter to call in on the first segment of the show, and this is kind of similar to what, this is a prime example of what I was talking about as far as when people get stuff and losing it. What I mean by that is Shooter Brown is not only a great trucker, not only a great content creator and a sniper, he is a cryptocurrency guru. He is a cryptocurrency guru.
I deal with cryptocurrencies a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's really my main form of investment.
Yeah, so he is a phenomenal content creator, great sniper, great truck driver, business owner, but he's also a cryptocurrency investor. And so I wanted to have him come on, and I wanted us to have a conversation about cryptocurrency because a lot of people were asking me about cryptocurrency. And as a banker, I'm not 100% sold on cryptocurrency. And the reason why I'm not 100% sold on cryptocurrency is because it's new. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It doesn't mean that that you're not going to be successful with it. It's just, for me, it's new. And because there are so many other type of investments that when it comes to currency, like Forex and different things along those lines, as a consultant, I would encourage somebody to go into Forex before I would have them go into cryptocurrency. And that's just because of my ignorance, okay? It's not because there's anything wrong with it. That's just because when it comes to cryptocurrencies, I'm ignorant. So because a lot of you guys were asking questions about it, I wanted to have a conversation with Shooter, somebody who I know that invests very heavily in the cryptocurrency world, so that way we can talk about it a bit more and see.
Right.
Yeah. So Shooter, talk to me and tell me, what was it that got you interested in cryptocurrency, and what was it that got you investing very heavily in cryptocurrency?
Well, the thing that got me into cryptocurrency was right after, I say it was around 2017 when I really got heavy into it. I heard about Bitcoin and I heard about blockchain technology before then, but once Bitcoin, just like everybody else, once Bitcoin reached its all-time high of around $20,000 each, it was a eye-opener for me to really look into the space and understand what was all the fuss about. Why is this digital money, so to speak?
Oh, you break it up, Shooter.
Value. So my initial reaction was, first of all, I think I missed it. Bitcoin's already 20 grand. So what I was trying to do was I understand that Bitcoin was not the only cryptocurrency there was. So I was trying to find something cheaper that I could own a whole one of, or a few whole ones of, that I could really see the value and get a out of what's going on for the future. So that's really what got me into it. And I wanted to clear a couple things up. First of all, I appreciate the love and everything, brother, but I am not a sniper. You know what I mean? Bravo, rifleman. You know what I mean? And all of my military vets are between a sniper and a grunt. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Regular left B, third ID. So that's just what it was.
I got you. Well, so I am a rookie, so I don't know if I offended somebody out there. I don't know the lingo. I just know I seen them with some AK-47s that make the neighborhood love them. So ever since then, I was like, okay, he about that business. He gonna make that thing rain. So.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely trained and proficient on many weapon systems. But to get back to the crypto action, though, I really feel like at the end of the day that people have to understand that there's a paradigm shift happening. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And if people don't understand that they're going to miss the greatest opportunity of investment in, okay, I'm going to put it to you in perspective. As far as investment opportunities go, were you there and did you take advantage of, or do you regret not taking advantage of Google, Apple, Netflix, Amazon, these stocks that were, that most of us had missed? You see what I'm saying? Being ignorant to the space. And I didn't want that to happen again. So I always kept my ear to the street with technology and things like that. So I was really interested in catching the next wave of a major investment opportunity that I can take advantage of. I mean, I'm working a not working a 9 to 5, but I'm a trucker. So, I'm just like everybody else. I'm working hard for my money, and I want to put it somewhere where it can grow exponentially in value. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
So the key word to that would be exponentially, because I used to buy other things, but the reason I didn't really get into stocks and bonds and things like that was because the return rate was so low. You for a time period. You see what I'm saying? Now, I wasn't really trying to make a quick buck, but I'm trying to find the next big thing. Like, the people who invested in Google didn't make a quick buck. That's something that just blew up, and it's still going strong today.
Yeah, it just happened to be that way. Yeah.
So
So this is.
So that's where I was going with that.
Well, this is one thing that I definitely will say when it comes to you doing the correlation with Google and Netflix and different stocks along those lines, or Walmart, different those type of stocks, is that currency and stocks and bonds are similar, but they're different. And I'm just talking from the standpoint of as a banker, the standpoint of a banking and finance professional and a business consultant, is that what makes us successful as a consultant is based on something that's time tested and proven. So stocks are time tested and proven. They have been around forever. Stocks are not going anywhere. They're time tested and they're proven. And what happens is that when it comes to stocks, you know how it's going to do. Now, when it comes to currencies, the only reason why I didn't jump into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency from a banking standpoint is that the only successful new financial currency has been the Bitcoin. The reason why I say that is because there was this somewhat like a gold rush of something that's called dinar. Have you ever heard of dinar before?
Yes.
Okay. So everybody that's watching that's watching live on the chat, if you've ever heard of dinar before, I want you to say heard it. If you've never heard of it before, I want you to say never have. If you've heard of it, I want you to say heard it. If you've never heard of it before, I want you to say never have. Now, dinar wasn't a new currency that came about. For the people that don't know, it wasn't a new currency that came about. What it was is that when what was the country? Was it Saudi Arabia? That was that the country? Let me double check.
Let's just call it a Middle Eastern country.
Middle Eastern country, yeah.
Yeah.
Dinar
I'm not sure the exact country it's from, but I believe it might be.
It's from Macedonia. From Macedonia. No, from Kuwait. I'm sorry, Kuwait. I'm tripping. It was Kuwait.
Yeah, I believe it's Kuwait.
Kuwait. Yeah, we just said a Middle Eastern country, but Kuwait. So what happened is that when Kuwait went through their revolution, a lot of people were saying, "Oh wow, Kuwait is going to be the next place to go to invest in finances. Kuwait is the next place to go to really get a good return on your investment." And what happened was a lot of these people, some financial advisors and other people who are just savvy, decided to go and invest a lot of money into the dinar. And unfortunately, it did not do well. And the reason why is because the country itself wasn't valuable enough to do well. And that's how come it flopped around. There was a comedian. There was a comedian that said that he was going down the street with a wheelbarrow full of dinar. It was like $100 million of dinar, and he got mugged. The person turned the wheelbarrow over, threw out the dinar, and stole the wheelbarrow because the wheelbarrow was more valuable than the dinar was. And I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that's a good thing. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
Right? But I gotta interject here. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So when you're talking about the Iraqi dinar or the Qatarian dinar or whatever it is, whatever country it comes from, that's a fiat currency. All right. And I understand that on a long enough timeline, all fiat currencies fail for one reason: inflation.
Because of inflation. Yep.
They can make more of it, regardless if it's the U.S. dollar or the old Roman, whatever. Okay. Once you introduce a fiat currency and get yourself away from a base money that is like gold, silver, or something like that, where it can be valued in something that's tangible. Okay. And then you start printing these notes or minting these coins that have less and less of the valuable metal in it. Then you start to reduce the value of the currency as a whole.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Now, what's going on right now? Let's take a fiat currency of Venezuela, for instance. Venezuelan, their money, I don't even know what it's called, but it's at 1.4 million % inflation. Same thing with the wheelbarrow analogy, you know what I mean, or story. It's worth so little that you can actually, while you're paper your wall with it, it's actually cheaper to do that than to actually buy wallpaper with it. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So Bitcoin is not like that. Bitcoin is a deflationary asset. Okay? There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin created, okay, per the code, per the blockchain, okay? And now to understand what Bitcoin is, you have to understand what blockchain is, all right? Now, blockchain technology is a new technology that's not really new, actually. Bitcoin has been around for about 10 years. After the 2008 housing crisis and when the economy tanked, that's when Bitcoin was born. Now, what happens is that it's pretty much a ledger, okay? And every time a transaction is done, it is locked and encrypted, so it cannot be changed or tampered with. This locked and encryption process is being set aside. Those are called blocks. This happens fast, really quickly, because a lot of the transactions that are going on. Now, that's why you end up with a blockchain. There are many different things that you can use blockchain technology for, but let's focus on the cryptocurrency aspect, okay? Now, when you're talking about cryptocurrencies being a deflationary asset, that in itself has been one of the main factors of why it has been so successful. The success factor of Bitcoin is not the fact that it's a Bitcoin and it's on your computer or whatever it is you want to call it, or you're in your wallet. The success factor of Bitcoin is the fact that there's a finite amount to be created. That's why its value is going up so much. Right now, Bitcoin is trading at about 11,000. But that's because the more simple you understand supply and demand, you understand money.
Absolutely.
The more people buy something and the less of it there is, then the
more the demand.
Each one of those something, the more expensive it becomes. So people are using Bitcoin for the most part nowadays as a store of value. Okay? But there are many different cryptocurrencies out there. There's about 2,000 of them out there. But let's focus on Bitcoin and let's say XRP, because I love XRP. Okay, it's by a company called Ripple. Now, you as a banker would appreciate this. You understand what a Nostro and Vostro accounts are, right? Nostro and Vostro accounts, for those who don't know, is in order to send money, cross-border payments from one currency to another, there's something called an exchange rate. All right? The exchange rate between the dollar and, let's say, the euro may be that $1 euro is worth $1.50 or whatever it is, right? So if I want to send money from here to Europe, let's say I want to send money to you to Europe, okay? I would have to have an account in Europe, which would be the Vostro account. I would have to have a Vostro account in Europe with that money already there. What people fail to realize that the illusion is that you're not actually sending value. Okay, what you're doing is you're getting it's a credit system. Okay?
You're basically just transferring.
Okay, he gave us this money, and now on the other side of the world, I'm gonna tell my bank over there that I have that account with to give this person the amount of money based on the exchange rate. Now, the problem with the exchange rate and sending money is that it takes so long. So these two banks have to agree on an exchange rate to be locked in for the amount of time it takes for the money to be put in and for the money to be taken out, okay? On the other end, okay, for it to be deposited over. Because the fastest way to send money actually nowadays, if you want to actually send money, is actually to put them, you got $100 million, you want to put that, you might as well put it on a plane and fly it there, because it'll go through a lot faster than dealing with banks. You see what I'm getting at? Because the tie-up, what the company Ripple has introduced using blockchain technology, they have greatly reduced many things about this process. They have reduced the cost of it, and they've reduced the settlement speed. Okay? Now, Bank A, what they're doing through their X-Rapid program is to say, okay, Bank A buys $100 million in XRP, and then they send that XRP to the other bank, okay? Because even though a lot of people say, well, crypto is so volatile, but in the amount of time it takes to send something through the blockchain, the exchange rate doesn't even matter, because most of the time it would have changed so little in about 6 seconds or 4 seconds or however long it takes. There was a story, this dude sent $50 million to another country in another currency, and it cost him 30 cents, and it took 8 seconds.
That's interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
Before we get too deep, before we get too deep in it, because I don't.
I'll hop it out on you.
Yeah, it's okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I want to do a show dedicated specifically for that so we can break it down a lot more and you can educate me and help me to understand more. Now, you said something that I think that was very interesting. Now, the thing is that I feel like Bitcoin is great. Bitcoin is awesome. But as cryptocurrency as a whole, my concern about it is the fact that so many people now are starting to make cryptocurrency. So I think Walmart is coming out with their own version of cryptocurrency. I think Amazon say they're going to come out with their own version of it. And that's one of the things that makes me uncomfortable because then you begin to somewhat dilute the market. I'm not saying Bitcoin specifically. I'm just talking about cryptocurrency because you can create like who was it that created a cryptocurrency that I would invest in because he's a brother, a black man. What's his name? Shoot. He built those. He built electricity plants in Africa. Akon. Yeah, Akon. Akon is coming up with his version of a cryptocurrency. And so one of the things, like somebody said in the chat, I think Captain Jack said that I would rather invest in silver and gold versus a cryptocurrency is because it's a lot more stable. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing.
Now I understand that, and I even on some levels I would agree, but what I'm talking about is an investment opportunity, right? Now there are certain things that you understand that there are about maybe I say 4 or 5 asset classes. Okay.
Yeah.
Now when you talk about asset classes, you're talking about precious metals, which is gold and silver. You're talking about real estate, okay, commodities, okay, and agriculture, things like that, right? These are asset classes as a whole. In other words, if somebody says I want to invest in silver, or somebody else says I want to invest in gold, they're both investing into the same asset class, right? Now, these asset classes have a general market share in the world of about, I say, $7 or $8 trillion. Okay, each particular asset class. Now, you have to understand something. If I'd have told you that stocks and bonds, that they haven't been created yet, okay, but there's this place called the New York Stock Exchange, and they're going to open up their doors, and they're going to be trading pieces of paper to say that you can own pieces of a company, and these pieces of paper over time will get greater in value. I'm pretty sure there was somebody who had this conversation back in the day who got looked at like they were nuts. Okay? Just like most people look at me when I tell you there's another asset class coming about. Cryptocurrency, even as a new asset class with a market share of about $300 billion, okay? Now you have to understand these other asset classes are grandfather asset classes. They have trillions of dollars in market shares, right? Well, cryptocurrency is brand new, okay? And what I'm telling you is that trusted names like the New York Stock Exchange, they're owned by a company. The New York Stock Exchange is owned by a company called the Intercontinental Exchange, okay? Now, when people tell me, I don't trust the cryptocurrencies, understand this, okay? Because I can get technical with you, and I can just tell you straight up that, honestly, I feel like it's a bad idea to miss this opportunity because of this particular reason right here, okay? The New York Stock Exchange is owned by a company called the Intercontinental Exchange. The Intercontinental Exchange is opening up another exchange called BACT, BAKKT, and it's not open yet. And what they're going to do is one of their products they're going to put forth is physically delivered Bitcoin futures. Okay? Now, understand how significant that is for the Intercontinental Exchange to be interested in it. Okay? Now, once they open their doors to institutional investors, okay? Because you have to understand that Bitcoin's 11,000 right now based on retail investment pretty much alone. Okay? Now, once people's mutual funds and retirement plans and companies start putting these millions and billions of dollars into this market, because it's going to happen, because even as a new asset class, cryptocurrencies has outperformed every other asset class on planet Earth. This is a fact in only 10 years because it's brand new. Bitcoin right now is up 81,000% in 10 years. There are stocks that have went up to 600 and some thousand. I think Marlboro is one of them, but they've been going at it since 1968. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to explain to people is this, okay? This is a brand new thing. Fidelity. A lot of people know about Fidelity. A lot of people's mutual funds and retirement is through Fidelity. Fidelity right now manages about $7.4 trillion in client assets. Fidelity is opening up a cryptocurrency exchange. Understand where this is going, and it's not open yet. That is going to open next month. Okay? If I'm be honest with you, if I don't see a $40,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year, it'll surprise the hell out of me. Excuse my French.
It's
but
okay.
The point I'm trying to make is that people are not paying attention, and the news is keeping this from you on purpose. You know why? Because they cannot. The people who own the news are not going to allow for this information to become public until their ducks are in a row, so they can make the most off of it.
Well, let's do this. Let's have a separate video.
Owned by the Winklevoss twins.
Let's have a separate video.
Yeah, 'cause I can go on about this forever. This is all I do.
Yeah, let's have a separate video about that, a separate conversation about that, because I want to learn more about it as well. I want to learn more about it. I want to have a good understanding about it. And some of the things that you said is absolutely correct. Now, one of the things that I do know, I have a question. Has the price of Bitcoin dropped down any? Has it lost its value?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
How much? I don't know. How much has it lost its value?
I'm going to explain it to you. Give me 1 second. Okay. Now, if you
For 1 second, Shooter. You're breaking up, Shooter.
started out at $13.
Start all over again. You was breaking up. Say that again.
Okay. In 2017, that was about that.
Oh, you breaking up bad.
$20,000.
You going through a bad area, Shooter.
Perfectly.
You can hear me? Yeah. I know you're breaking up. You sound like a robot. Say it again now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you good.
Okay. Now, in 2017, Bitcoin hit this quick. The only reason it only went up to $20,000 is because there was only a few cryptocurrency exchanges available. So let's call that a dirt road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, after this bull run of 2017, the price of Bitcoin dropped down dramatically to about $3,000, okay? $4,000 for the most part of 2018, okay? We call this the 15-month bear market, all right? The bear market has been going on for a while, but we're at the point now where it's over, okay?
Okay.
Or speculated to be over, okay? Now, if you say has Bitcoin lost its value, no. It depends on how far back you look, because Bitcoin started out, the Winklevoss twins who own Gemini Exchange, they're billionaires, they bought 200,000 Bitcoin at $9, okay? Now Bitcoin is $11,000 each. You understand? So when you say has it lost its value since 2017? Yes, okay? But that's because it went up to $20,000 because I don't know if anybody in the audience has ever tried to buy Bitcoin. Back then, you couldn't even get on the exchange because there was so much traffic. The servers were shutting down, and they couldn't let people on. So, but from that day to today, that dirt road has turned into a 60-lane freeway. So there's so many different avenues and countries that are available to internet that are available to where you can buy Bitcoin and avenues that this bull run is going to be massive. And since it's a finite amount of Bitcoin to be created, the price is going to skyrocket. That's just simple supply and demand. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
They're looking at a $3 million Bitcoin in like 3 years.
So let's do this. This is very, very deep. This is very, it's very, very deep.
I think you should really dedicate a whole segment to this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to dedicate a full show to that. If you guys are watching right now,
sit down with you and do this.
Absolutely, yeah. If you guys are watching and want to do a full show dedicated to cryptocurrency, I want you guys to say full show. If you're watching this on the replay, because the only person I see right now commenting is Scott, and I think it might be an issue with our chat. So let me know if you guys want to do a full show dedicated to it.
People want to hear about their credit repair, so I'm gonna let you go and let you get back to your business. But feel free to call me anytime, even off of the air.
I definitely will.
And I'll put you in the right direction on information where you can find the truth about what's going on with the cryptocurrency space.
Absolutely, definitely. I do want to do that because I don't want to miss out, and that way I can talk about it in an educated way, so that way I'm not ignorant about things. I appreciate you so much. All right. So the first person I
No
saw.
problem, man. Take it easy.
All right, you have a good one, my man. First person I saw that says full show was Mandisi. Mandisi said full show. All right. T Mac said full show. All right, that's good stuff. So you guys want to hear a full show about it. So we're gonna do that. So this show I talked about and I marketed. This is a live calling show talking about credit repair, credit restoration. So on our next show, we'll do one dedicated specifically to Bitcoin, and that way we can actually compare and look because it's very technical. And one thing I love so much about Shooter, one thing I love so much about Sean is that they are so intelligent. When they are passionate about something, they speak about it with such great detail, and that's why I wanted Shooter to come on to be one of the ones to talk about it. And I want to make sure that we can talk about it in an educated way and just to talk about the history of it. But like people were saying that this show is dedicated specifically to credit repair on this show. But the next show that we do, when we're talking about Bitcoin specifically, just the history of it, we're going to break it all the way down and we're going to have Shooter do it. So we are taking your calls. 855-756-6639. That's 855-756-6639. We're doing a full show. Thanks so much, Big Dub. I see you said full show. Thanks so much for that. Thomas says full show. Thanks so much for that, Thomas. So if you guys have a question, we are going to answer that question. We'll open up the phone lines and we're answering those questions. Let's see what we're looking like on our analytics right now. And this is our Monday motivation. So we're talking about money-making motivation. We have a total of 75 people watching live and 50 thumbs up. Let's the rest of you guys hit that thumbs up button. Or do we have the rest of those haters? We got the haters in the building. Well, we got them haters going to turn into congratulators. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. So we're taking your phone calls, 855-756-6639. That is 855-756-6639. All right. Yeah, Captain Jack says he's very intelligent. Yeah, that's one thing I do appreciate so much about the Brown brothers. They are so intelligent. What I mean by that is specifically Sean and Shooter. Very intelligent, especially when they're passionate about something. That's one of the things that I admire so much about them the most. When they're passionate about something, ain't no stopping them. I really appreciate that. So, guys, we're taking your phone calls, 855-756-6639. That is 855-756-6639. Hey, caller, what's your name and where you calling from? I apologize. This is whom?
Yeah, this is King of Pop 2. I'm calling from Georgia.
Okay, this is King of whom?
Pop 2.
Okay.
You read my name, but it's kind of all switched together and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but so yeah, that's just a play on words and such.
Sure.
So I was calling Dean. How are you today, by the way?
I am winning, my man. I am increíble. How are you doing?
Excellent. Not bad for Monday. Can't complain.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was calling because I know I think I heard on a previous show you mentioned in regards to your credit repair programs that you have there that for an extra fee, I guess you can lend your expertise or maybe someone of your staff can actually go about doing it for that particular client.
Oh, that's.
I'm kind of at a. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, so that's the first question, and then you're going to go into the second question when you say you're at a crossroads. Well, the first question I want to say is this. Well, the first thing is this. So we as a company, we don't do credit repair. We give out credit repair for free. We teach you step by step on what you should do. But if it comes to business credit, business development, and corporate structure, yes, we'll do that for you because as a consulting firm to do business development, business credit, corporate structure, and funding, we will. But when it comes to credit repair, we don't do that. That's not something you can't hire us for that because that's different regulations, and that's not something that we take on as a company. And I know a lot of people, they confuse business credit with personal credit, but they're two separate things. So that's the first thing. So that was the answer to the first question. But the second thing, you said you were at a crossroads. Tell me about your crossroads, brother.
So basically my plan here, I'm at a crossroads where, so basically, I basically want to purchase a home this year. I want to handle that first at the end of the year because I know the But what I'm going to do is I want to purchase the home first, and then once I have that, then I want to start on the business side of things. I already have an LLC and everything, but
Awesome.
I just want to get in the business funding. But I don't want to put the cart before the horse.
Yes, sir.
So to speak. So that's why I was asking about the the personal credit thing. I want to get that up to par, get the home, and I did meet you at your I think your first little free event that you had out in the Atlanta area.
That's good stuff. How did you like the event? How did you like the live event?
Oh, it was great. It was great. I learned a good deal, took notes, and it was really good. You're good at motivational speaking.
That's good. That's why it's called money making motivation. It's and that's so funny. Somebody else said the same thing. Someone said, you could do motivational speaking, and I feel like I teach, and I guess it is motivating, but I know I guess I could do motivational talks. I guess I can, but I think because I believe in economic empowerment through entrepreneurship. If I do give a motivational speech, it's going to revolve around getting up and starting your business. That's what I think it is. Yes, sir.
I really did enjoy it and stuff. And I went right home. My wife and I went right home. We started trying to do some of the stuff we were talking about, and got all excited about it. But I do have another question, if you don't mind here.
No, sir, not at all.
Figure out okay, so I understand, unless I misunderstood, but there's a way for it, like credit and stuff like that, taking things off of your credit.
Yes.
By just simply getting a police report filed and then disputing it with the credit bureau, uploading that police report. Is that correct?
Now, that's a very good question. So, for all intents and purposes, if you feel as if you have been a victim of identity theft, if anybody has ever taken money out of your account, if you feel as if you have been subject to credit theft, like even when it comes to Experian or Equifax, when it came to their breaches, by law, you have the right to file a police report on the date in which you believe your identity has been stolen. And at that moment, when you get a copy of your police report, then you're able to go and do exactly what you said. Dispute those items, stating that the items are inaccurate and they're not reporting correctly. And if that is the case, and if you feel that's the situation that you have had, then the cool thing about that strategy is that everything is going to be removed because you have a police report to prove it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that did happen with because I remember the Equifax that happened, as well as Experian.
Yes, sir.
That happened. So that, I'm seeing strange addresses on there that I've never lived at.
Yes.
Things like that. So I'm like, what? The name is spelled, and so it's all kinds of, inaccuracies there. So, the reason I was asking is because when I was at the seminar, I guess, the free show that you gave there, seminar, like you mentioned another way. You referred to Game of Thrones a lot there. I remember that. I just remembered. But so you mentioned about like not just the big three, but like these other. I think you said there was like 15 or 20.
Yes.
Like other creditors that actually report to them and stuff like that.
That's correct.
And that way seems a little bit more intensive to try to do it that way, as opposed to just doing the police report thing. I mean, am I correct in that, or what's your opinion on that?
Yes. So when it comes to, so for the people that missed out on that, there is something that's called third-party reporting agencies. So with the third-party reporting agencies, these are the reporting agencies that report to the credit bureaus. Now, I'm not going to reteach that live on the show because that content is designated for people who need to come to the live event. But what I will say is, yes, those are third-party reporting agencies that report to the big major three reporting agencies. And when you do that, those individuals that report, that is the strategy on how you're able to remove things such as public records, things that are like bankruptcies, like student loans, things like medical bills, evictions, those things. And so with those strategies, and because you were at the event, you should have received that list. We sent it out to everybody that registered for the event. Did you have you checked your spam folder? Because sometimes our stuff gets in our spam folder.
Yeah, I had the. I went to it was like a link or something like that. I thought that you said, and when I went to the link, it didn't have. I don't know. I don't think I actually got a chance to look. But I did Google those companies. There was like 40 of them.
That is correct. It's a total. That's correct. It's a total of 40 of them. And so go back and look at that link because you were at the event. You have access to it. In that link, it will show you which companies report to what. So there is a total of 40 of them. And because there's a total of 40 of them, instead of calling all of them, instead of shooting blind, what we do is we teach specifics and specificity on who reports what. So that way, if you're trying to attack a medical bill, you're not trying to freeze a company that only focuses on repossessions and focuses on evictions, and vice versa. If you're trying to fight an eviction, then we don't want you calling only the companies that report to medical bills. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And like I did look at a couple of the companies when I came back from the event that you gave, and some of them were saying that I had to go through the big three, like TransUnion, Equifax, and stuff, to dispute that I couldn't do it through them. So, does that sound strange or correct?
That's a very good question. That is incorrect. So what happens is that the strategy in which we were talking about is that you have to freeze them first, and then once you freeze them, then you dispute. So what happens is that in the finance world, because each individual entity is filled with so much bureaucracy, they don't know what the right hand is doing. So it's kind of like this. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. And so for instance, everybody that's watching on the live, if you've ever had a situation where you called a company and one person had absolutely no idea what the other person was doing, somebody told you one thing that they would help you with something and somebody else was like, well, we can't do that or we don't handle that. If you've ever experienced that, I want you to say experienced it. 2 words, experienced it. If you've ever experienced that, I want you to say experienced it. If you've never have experienced it before, if you've never experienced bureaucracy, I want you to say never have. That's cool. If you never have, I want you to say never have. But most cases, when it comes to these entities, they work solely for themselves. So now as a business consultant who our job is creating everything and getting everything together, we know the underwriting guidelines for each one. So that's the reason why I appreciate you Googling everything and I appreciate you doing the research. And that's great to have that information. That's why in our course, we teach you step by step which companies to go after, which ones not to go after, what company does what letter to do. We have templates of which letters, who to send, telephone numbers. We have all of that laid out for you in the course. Now, everybody cannot afford one-on-one consulting or coaching. That's the reason why we have everything set up in our courses. And so that's the reason how we're able to show you, teach you step by step on what areas to do. So that being said, they think that you're talking about a regular dispute. We're talking about something specific and advanced. So the advanced development is going to tell you to do X, Y, and Z. Now, I have a couple questions for you. What's stopping you from getting your house? Because you've asked me a couple of questions now. Now, my question for you is, what is stopping you from being able to move forward on your house? Because there are 3 ways you qualify for a home. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know it. All I know is one way, and that's like your FICO.
Okay. Yeah. So there are 3 ways. Yeah. So there are 3 ways that you qualify for a house. The first way you qualify is your credit score. That's the first way you qualify. The second way you qualify is through your income. How much income you make is what determines what type of home or how much of a home you're able to get. So the first thing is your score. The second thing is your income. Your income is what's going to cause you to have what type of how much of a house you can get. And the third thing is your employment, whether you are self-employed or you are intra-employed, whether you're working for somebody else, whether you're an entrepreneur or entrepreneur. Those are the three ways in which underwriters look at your profile for purchasing a home. So you mentioned that you want to purchase a home coming up for you and your wife. Where are you guys right now? So what's your current credit score right now?
My score is like in the mid 4s.
Okay. So if your credit score is in the mid 4s, have you recently filed bankruptcy, or do you have or have you have a lot of recent negative items if your score is in the mid 4s?
Yeah, just my credit cards and stuff like that. They went over and stuff. I was out of work for a while, so
okay.
I couldn't. So that's basically what happened. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm in a position where I feel like I can pay everything off, but I'm like, well,
nope, don't pay anything yet. Nope, don't pay anything yet. One of the biggest mistakes that people make on their journey of credit restoration and credit repair is that they want to pay off collections and pay off debts. That we don't want to do that, because if you pay off a collection or pay off a debt too soon, it will still negatively affect your credit. Because the purpose isn't to pay off the debt. The purpose is to restore your credit. All right. So that, I know that seems like, well, doesn't one make sure the other one is accurate? Doesn't one affect the other? No. So the purpose of creating credit is completely separate from the purpose of paying off a debt. Because you can pay off a debt and it's paid off just so you can have that sense of relief. Ooh, it's paid off. But if you're playing the game, or you're using the quantitative algorithm that makes up your credit report, then you're going to want to make sure that you do it the right way. And if you do pay off something, I'm gonna give you this one last thing, and then I got to take another call because the phone lines are blowing up, and I definitely want you to call back again. So two things. One, I'm about to tell you this one last thing, and then the second thing, I'm gonna give you some advice. But the first thing is, if you pay off a debt or you pay off an item, if you cannot get it removed, you have to do something that's called a pay to delete. I want everyone to say in the comments, pay to delete. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to make a mind muscle connection with this as if you were watching me live, and make sure that you subscribe to me on YouTube so the next time we are live, you can participate as well. I want everyone to say pay to delete. All right. So pay to delete is when you're paying off an item on your credit report and you're paying for it so that it can be deleted. So let me give you an example. If you were to pay an item on your credit report and you don't do a pay to delete, that means that negative credit history will remain on your profile. But if you are agreeing to pay off a debt and they are accepting that, then that item must be deleted off of your credit report as if it never existed. Because what happens is that if, say for instance, God forbid, you had a credit card that was late every single day of the week, you have 120-day late, rolling 120s, all it says is 120, 120, 120, and you pay that debt off, that doesn't fix your credit. Even though it shows that it's paid off, it doesn't fix your credit. But if you do a pay to delete, then you're paying for it so that they're going to, and then in return, they take it off. Now, I show you guys exactly, there's a specific letter, there's certain legal verbiage you have to say in order to get a pay to delete, and we talk about that in the course. So if you're watching this, there's a link in the description that'll take you to any of the courses that are available. In every last video that we have, there's always a link in the description for all the people that are watching on the replay and want to know how to do that. So that's the very first thing that I want to say is pay to delete is very, very important. And then the second thing I want to say is this: make sure that you go through the process of focusing on, getting gainfully employed for 2 years. If you want to purchase a home, you have to be gainfully employed for at least 2 years. If you are not gainfully employed for at least 2 years, you can have a 900 credit score, but you won't be able to qualify. So there's a good thing is that you weathered that storm and you went through that season of unemployment, which is great. But in order for you to be approved for the mortgage, even though your scores are high, you can do get your scores into the 700s in roughly 2 months. But in order to be able to qualify, you're going to make sure that you need to have those 2 years of income from either W-2 or from your tax return. So great call, my man. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. So, hey, caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
This is Scott.
Hey, Scott, how you feeling, my man?
Hey, all right. I have a question.
Okay. Well, first I got a question for you. How you like the new setup, Scott? How you like the new shows? How you like everything set up?
Well, it's nice, man. I like the way the numbers going across the bottom. So, I mean, I haven't plugged it into my phone, but
Yeah.
you know, callers and all that. Mm-hmm. And I like the new format.
That's good stuff.
Money making motivations in the background.
That's good. That's good. You know, you got to make sure folks know, so when they watching, they know. Absolutely. So. Yep. Yeah, because people say, that's a green screen. People are so silly. That's a green screen. Okay. That's too funny. But go ahead, Scott. What's your question, my man? Or your statement or whatnot?
Okay. When I first started with you, I declared a bankruptcy a year before.
Yep.
And in that bankruptcy, I reaffirmed my car loan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have since removed that car loan from my credit because it was included in the bankruptcy.
Yep.
And I literally have 2 more payments, and it's going to be paid off.
Awesome.
I'm wondering if I've been paying on it for 6 years.
Congratulations. That's good.
I'm wondering if there's anything I can do to get them to add it back to the credit report.
Well, if you reaffirmed it, you would, in order for you to because that is very good for it to show up that way. Because you did reaffirm it, you would have to go through. Do you have your trustee information? You did chapter 7 or chapter 13? Remind me. You did chapter 7, right?
7.
You did chapter 7, okay. Because you did the chapter 7, what you're able to do is you can contact. What you would need to do is contact the 2 steps.
It's not the trustee or anything. It's Honda themselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Yeah, that's why. So if you filed a 13, you had a trustee. Yeah, so if you filed a chapter 13, you had a trustee, but when you file a chapter 7, you don't have a trustee. That's why I asked that. But there are 2 things you would need to do. The first thing is you would need to contact Honda because it's Honda financing. That's who you're making your payments to. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay, so what you would need to do is you need to contact Honda, get the finance department, and speak to a supervisor in the finance department. And when you speak to a supervisor in the finance department, you need to let them know that you have been making on-time payments for however long you've been making the payments, and that your payments are not reporting to your credit bureaus, and you want it to report to the credit bureaus. Now, Honda reports to the credit bureaus. That's one of the things that that Honda Finance does. So what I believe happened is that when you file bankruptcy, they just, remember we talked about bureaucracy, about one hand not knowing what the other hand is doing. You immediately that car note was removed off your credit report because of the bankruptcy. However, when you reaffirmed it, probably a department has an email or a letter sitting in some desk or sitting underneath a pile of emails, but they just never processed it. The reason why is because to reaffirm a debt is very rare. And that's one of the things I appreciate about you so much as a client, Scott, is because you are so aggressive when it comes to taking knowledge and applying it. And so because you are part of the minority, that means that you're not going to get the best service in most cases, and you have to fight for your rights. So that being said, call the finance department and let them know that you reaffirmed this car note and that it should be reporting to the credit bureaus, and they should do that. That's the first thing. They should do that. After you have that information from from Honda Finance, have the manager who you're speaking to. If they're not a manager, don't talk to them. But have the manager who you're speaking to, have them to send you an email explaining that they will make sure that they process your payment information and make sure that they will report your payment history. Once you have that information, that email from the Honda representative, the supervisor, then you're going to contact Equifax, contact Experian, and contact TransUnion. You're going to send them a certified copy in the mail, certified send and receive, meaning that I think it's like maybe $5 you have to pay. So because there's a total of 3 of them, you're going to have roughly $15. Send it out to them in a manila folder. Make sure that you keep a copy of your send receipt. Mail that to them. After they have received it, and you have noticed that they have received it, you're going to have to wait 72 hours. This is for it to process in their system. After 72 hours for them to process it through their system, then you're going to call them and you're going to make sure that they have gotten the information from Honda in order for it to report. I know I just gave you a lot, so watch it on the replay. But you have to do it in that order. So the very first thing number 1, contact Honda, speak to a supervisor. The second thing that you're going to do after you contact Honda and you speak to a supervisor, then you're going to make sure that you get them to send an email. Print that email out. Well, after you print that email out, then you are going to, hold on for a moment, then you're going to send it certified copy to all 3 bureaus, send and receive. So you have proof that they received it. After you have proof they received it, you're going to have to wait 72 hours for them to process it. So that way they can't say, well, I don't have it. What you're doing is you're taking away all the excuses of them saying that, well, they don't have it. They're not able to process it. So that's very important for you to do. You do that, Scott, and you'll be good to go. Good call. I really appreciate you. Guys, the phone lines are blowing up. I appreciate you guys rocking with me and rocking with us. We had a little bit of a delay, but we're on it right now, guys. We're taking your calls, 855-756-6639. That is 855-756-6639. We have a total of 72 people watching live. I need all 72 you guys to hit the thumbs up button. We have a total of 64 thumbs up. Come on, guys. We need to get your thumbs up going better than that. I need you to, don't be a spectator, but be a participator. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. So, guys, we are taking your phone calls live, 855-756-6639. That's 855-756-6639, guys. We're taking your phone calls live, 855-756-6639. We're taking your calls, 855-756-6639. Let's see. I know we rocking and rolling. We've been rocking and rolling. Let's see. We are rocking and we are rolling. We are rocking and rolling. How long we been live? We've been live for an hour and 20 minutes. Okay, that's the average time. I'm looking to see. That's good stuff. So if you guys value that, if you like that information, I want you to say like it. If you learn something new, I want you to say like it. That was a very good phone call. Montree says, great information. Thanks so much for that. Hey, Brandy, how are you doing? Brandy, give us a call. All right, guys, we are taking your phone calls, 855-756-6639. We are taking your calls live on the air. We're taking your calls, 855-756-6639. So Albert says, who's filling that cup? Actually, I'm filling the cup. I don't have an armor bearer, Albert. Albert, I need an armor bearer to fill up the cup. But also my sisters, most of the time don't want to be on the camera. But everybody's like, Dean, who's your team? Everybody comes to the live event. It's like, oh my gosh, you have a legit team. Like my team is thorough. Man, I thank God for my team. But everybody that comes to the event, they don't like to be on camera. And that's one cool thing about my team is they don't like being on camera. But now, Albert, I don't have a armor bearer to fill my cup. I like those. I like the rainbow Mandis. I like that rainbow. I like that rainbow of thumbs up. Liked it. Very good information, Brandy. That's good stuff. Guys, we are taking your phone calls live. Are you guys done for the day? Let's see. If we done, we can be done. Look at Sin in the building. All right, guys, we're taking your phone calls live, 855-756-6639. That is 855-756-6639. We could be done for the day. We got a caller. Hey, caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Timothy Hall, Grand Rapids.
Hey, Tim, how are you doing, my man?
I am good, Dean. I am applying yours. I'm 33% to the course, the course.
You said 83%. How are you liking everything, my man? How are you liking everything so far? For all the people who want to know that this scam artist, this crook that doesn't provide anything, what do you think about it, Tim?
It's a very detailed course. I mean, you go through everything, line upon line, precept upon precept.
Yes, sir.
If you can't get it, you ain't gonna get it.
Absolutely.
All right. So my question is that I'm finishing up the business course, but at the same time, I am working on my personal course.
Yes, sir.
So I had a bankruptcy chapter 7 about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Sent in some letters to the credit report agencies.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it came back. They said it was verified. So what I did there was, I sent out another letter telling them, I said, how did you verify it?
Mm-hmm.
And then they sent back they weren't going to reinvestigate. So I said I sent filed a complaint with the CFPB.
Okay.
The CFPB said, they weren't going to do anything else, but it was verified through the credit agency. How do I move on to get that bankruptcy?
That's a very good question. So this is the thing. You can get bankruptcies removed. You can get them removed. At the same time, you can't guarantee that it can because it's a public record. So, all things being equal, the best thing for you to do is to get it removed with one credit bureau first. It's the easiest thing to do. And the easiest one to remove a bankruptcy is Equifax. Because Equifax has gone through so many lawsuits. If you can get a Lamborghini today, and if you felt like then you wanted to dispute it tomorrow, Equifax will take it off. That's how Equifax is. So what happens is that you have to use that strategy if for some reason you're having a difficult time. Now, the very first thing you would need to do, any major debt that you have, whether it's a student loan, bankruptcy, car loan, or anything along those lines, you're having difficulty, is you would need to go back to what I spoke about when it comes to freezing the third-party reporting agencies. So in the course, have you gotten to the section that says stop freeze, the stop freeze lesson in the course?
Yeah.
Okay. So in that course, the lesson that says stop freeze, follow those steps step by step in order. So you would have to make sure that you freeze all of those third-party reporting agencies, and you have to have confirmation that they have been frozen. You need date confirmation. You need specificity that it's been frozen. And then once you do that, you have that conversation you had before. If they said that they verified through those third-party reporting agencies. So if they come back and say, well, we verified, then you would have to say, well, that's legally impossible because on this day, this account was frozen. So how is it that you did that? So one of the things when it comes to legal, when we're talking about law, we're talking about legal credit repair or legal credit restoration. You don't get it removed because of a trick. You get it removed because of a strategy. Not you, but everybody that's watching. It's not a trick, but it's a technique. So that being said, if you want to know a technique, you have to follow the steps in order for that technique to work. So that being said, you have to understand your law. So let me give you an example. This is the best example I use. If you are driving down the street and somebody stops their car in the middle of the street and they just choose to stop their car, you as a pedestrian can get out and say, hey, I need you to move your car. But if the person says, well, I don't want to move the car, you can try all the different tricks to get them to move, but they won't. But if you come to them and say, hey, according to the law, you are causing a public disturbance. I'm calling the police, and the police will remove you because of your public disturbance. 9 times out of 10, that person is going to move their car. If you guys understand where I'm coming from, I want you to say, understand. If you're watching, even if you're watching on the replay, I want you to make a mind-muscle connection with this, and I want you to say, understand. And if you're watching on the replay, make sure you subscribe so the next time that we are live, you'll be able to participate and participate as if you're watching live. So if you guys understand that, I want you to say, understand. So that being said, that's how you get that done. So you have to fight force with force. You have to go the legal way. So what you did was right. What you did was absolutely right. What you're going to need to do is do that one step beforehand, so that way you have legal grounds to stand on. Does that make sense?
Excellent sense. I appreciate your time and your attention today, Dean.
You're so very welcome, Tim. I appreciate you, man. Make sure you continue to hit that like button and hit that share button, guys. We are taking your phone calls. I know we had a late start. We started out with doing the cryptocurrency, and we had a late start, but I'm not going to go for too much longer. I'm probably going to take 2 more phone calls, guys, and I am out of your way because I am hungry and I need to, give me something to eat. And this is the beginning of multiple ones. And if you guys are enjoying this and you're liking this, make sure you spread the word, because this is something we're going to be doing every single Monday, guys. I'm taking 2 more phone calls, 855-756-6639. That is 855-756-6639. Taking 2 more phone calls, and we're going to be done. 855-756-6639. All right, guys. So thanks so much for that. So T-Mac says understand with the hands, with the strong arm. There's the strong arm of the law. That's good stuff. Strong arm of the law. All right. So Carl says understand. Thanks so much for that. Brandy Smith says, I think I understand. Well, Brandy, give us a call. 855-756-6639. This is the time for us to talk about it, and I can break it down for you. All right. Tracy Hamilton says understand. Brandy is enjoying it. Thank you so much for that. Keto hungry. Absolutely, Ray. Hey, Ray, how am I looking? If you guys have been paying attention, am I looking pretty good in these streets, huh? Y'all notice I'm coming down. Am I looking pretty good in these streets? I'm looking kind of svelte. Is that one of the words they say? I'm looking kind of good in these streets, guys. I'm looking kind of good. You understand what I'm saying? Am I looking kind of good in these streets? I'm working on it, guys. I am working on it. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I feel like September, I have a trip planned in September. I probably a good 50 pounds lighter by then. Make sure I do the right stuff. See, my problem is I am an emotional eater. And because I am an emotional eater, I don't smoke, I don't drink that much. If I do puff, I puff on like a cigar, you know what I'm saying, like a Cohiba or something like that, or, something along those lines. But as far as smoking, like I don't have a lot of bad habits, but my bad habit is that I'm an eater. I like to eat. And and the vicissitudes of entrepreneurship ain't no joke. So we're doing good. But guys, we are taking your calls. Hey caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, this is Brandy.
Hey Brandy, how are you doing, young lady?
I'm good. How are you?
I am winning with all that sexy voice. It's raining. Don't be talking sexy to me like that, Brandy. I'm just teasing. You can't help it. It's not raining. What part of the world are you calling from?
I'm from North Carolina, but right now I'm in Florida.
Okay. Oh yeah. So it's beautiful out there. So yeah, that's pretty good. So let's talk about this student loan. So talk to me, Brandy. So what's your question?
I have a ton of student loan debt,
Mm-hmm.
and I am not able to pay it down. How do I get it off of my credit?
That's a very good question. So the very first thing is it public student loans or private student loans? What type of student loans is it through? Who's it through?
It's both.
Okay. It's both. So the cool thing is the private student loans, you can get them removed. If it's from a private institution, you can get those removed. You're going to have to do the exact same steps like I talked about. It's very interesting. The last 3 people, had the same issue. One was old medical bills. The second one was a bankruptcy, and the third one is a student loan, which is pretty cool. So it's the exact same steps and the exact same method for everything that's private. Okay. So for the private student loans, you have the ability to do something that's called debt validation. Okay. So by law, any company that is reporting, they have to abide by the Fair Debt Collections Reporting Act, which is the FDCRA. The Fair Debt Collections Reporting Act, the FDCRA, it states that in order for them to effectively report an item on your credit report, they have to validate the debt. So I want everyone who's watching in the chat to say validate. Even if you're watching on the replay, I want you to make a mind muscle connection with this, and I want you to say validate. Not verify, but validate. Words mean things, all right? So what happens is that if you have something on your credit report and you want it removed, they have to validate it. Now, this is the cool thing about private student loan companies. Is that school you go to, or that school that you have that student loan from, are they even still open? Because most of them are shut down.
Yeah, it was through the University of Phoenix.
Okay, so the University of Phoenix, they great school, actually. I really like University of Phoenix. Now, let me ask you this. Are you still enrolled into the University of Phoenix?
I have not been enrolled. Probably now I'm almost 3 years because I couldn't afford to finish.
Okay, so the next question I have is it still reporting through the University of Phoenix, or did they sell it to a third-party reporting agency?
I think at this point, probably that's so.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Because listen, if it wasn't sold, you were going to have to wait till it got sold, okay? So this is the thing. We're talking about law, all right? Now, when it comes to law, when it comes to legal credit repair, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. That's how it works in law. So we know that those cops are dead wrong for shooting those unarmed black kids, especially down there in Florida. George Zimmerman was dead wrong for shooting Trayvon Martin. But because of the law had this stupid stand your ground law, and by the law, he got away. The exact same thing with you. By the law, they have to validate this debt. So the way that they validate this debt, they do it in two ways. The first thing they need to do, Ebony, is they're going to have to show a chain of title. This is the secret. Most third-party reporting agencies never get the proper documentation to show the chain of title. So the moment you get a collection agency calling you, for anybody that's watching on the replay, you should thank your lucky stars, because at that point, there is a 97% chance that debt can be removed, because most of the time, they don't have the chain of title. That's thing number one. The second thing is, let's say they're part of the 3% of people that do have chain of title. Like some people that keep chain of title are Chase Bank. When they sell to their third-party reporting agency, they sell what's called A+ paper. And A+ paper, they're going to have a chain of title. Mercedes-Benz, they keep a chain of title. And or who else keeps a chain of title that I can think? Wells Fargo keeps a chain of title. So part of those 3% of people, if they do keep a chain of title, then what they have to do is they have to show how much they paid for the debt, which is the best part. Because if they do keep the chain of title, saying, okay, we show that this is the information that we have the authority to collect this debt, then when they validate the debt in an open court, they have to say how much they paid for it. So let me tell you a secret, Brandy. They sell that debt for pennies on the dollar. So that's, say for instance, if you had a $20,000 student loan, and if they bought that $20,000 student loan, 9 times out of 10, they only paid $2,000 for it, because it's pennies on the dollar in most cases. And if in an open court, they're able to show that they paid $2,000 for that, then that means that the judge will allow you to pay the $2,000 that they owe, because that is the only minimum requirement that they are allowed to pay you by law if they're going to settle the debt. Now, this is a cool thing. 99.9% of collection agencies going through debt validation will not show up in court for that very reason. And this is and if you know this law, that means that majority of the time, they're just going to go ahead and forgive it when you are equipped with the knowledge of the law. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I know I said a lot, so you're going to have to watch it on the replay. But basically, so
I'm writing it down.
You writing it down? Okay, that's good. Make sure you watch it on the replay too, and share this with your friends. But so the first thing is this: majority of the time, 97% of the time, they're not going to have a chain of title, so they're not going to be able to validate the debt. Let me tell you what's going to happen majority of the time. You contact the credit reporting agency, and you're going to say, hey, I need for you guys to validate this debt. What they're going to do is send you something that's called an itemization. I want everyone to say itemization. Even if you're watching this on the replay, guys, like I said, I want you to make a mind muscle connection and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so the next time I'm live, you can participate as well, or even call into the show. We go live every Monday. So I want everyone to say itemization, all right? So most of the time, they're going to send you something that's going to itemize the debt. Itemization is not validation. What itemization is just saying that this is what is owed according to them, but that does not validate it. And the mistake that a lot of people make is they get scared off when they see this. They'll say, well, they reported, they came back and they said that I owe the debt, so it didn't work. No. Make sure you stay woke, because you have to make sure that it is validated, not just itemized. And when it's validated, that means that they're going to have to show proof that they have bought this debt. Then they have to show proof of either A, your original contract signed in blue ink with you and the debtor. It doesn't matter if it's a student loan. It doesn't matter if it's a car, if it's an airplane. It doesn't matter what it is. They have to show proof of your contract, or they have to show your IP address where you did it online with a copy of your photo ID, or they have to show a video. If it ain't those three things, it ain't validated. They'll send it. I don't care what they send you. If it's not A, the original contract in blue ink, 2, the IP address with your photo ID, or 3, a video surveillance camera recording of you physically filling this out, that is not that. I don't care what they say. I don't care what the attorney says, whatever letter they got. If it's not those three things, it's not validated. So once they send you the itemization, then what you're going to do is respond and say, thank you very much for itemizing the debt that I need you to validate. However, this is not validation of the debt. I need you to validate this debt, or under the FCRA, you must remove this off of my credit report, or I will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. Most of the time when they get that letter, boom, they take it off. But if the event they send you another validation, or verification, or send you another, or they send you another itemization, a lot of times a supervisor will call you at that time. You don't need to admit to nothing. Well, you know you went to school in 1979. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, you know you had that crush on that boy that was in your third grade period. He wrote a letter right here saying that he was, listen, I don't know what this boy was talking about, but I need you to validate this debt. But you know you owe this bill from the cafeteria because they said you got some pizza that you never paid for. Listen, I need you to give me one of those three things. If you're not able to give me one of those three things, then you are in violation of the FCRA. And then what happens is that once you have that information, then you're going to send that to the top 3 credit bureaus, okay? So after you have that, send it to the top 3 bureaus, you have to let them know that right now, according to the FCRA, the FDCRA, the Fair Debt Collections Reporting Act, that these items have not been validated. Right now, you are in violation. These items need to be removed immediately. And you send them the documentation. What the documentation is proof that you sent the letters and what they sent you, because the top 3 bureaus know the three things that can validate it. Unless it's that, then they're going to remove it and you can get it taken off your credit report. I know I gave you a lot, but that's how you're able to do the private debt. Now, the last part is the public student loans. The reason why with the public student loans I left that last is because there was a program that was available that would allow you to remove your public student loans, but unfortunately, Trump got rid of that. So we're hoping when the next administration comes around that we will be able to get that program again for the public student loans. But most of the easiest student loans you're able to get removed are the private student loans. But for the public student loans, we have to wait for legislation to make that happen. There was a program that we had under President Obama that was getting stuff knocked down to 0. But now that Trump's in office, they changed it. So unfortunately, it is what it is. I keep my ear to the ground to see if they change that. But guys, listen, we are taking your phone calls. One last phone call and we are done for the day. How are you guys liking all this good stuff? If you learned something, you say I'm dropping heat, Maurice. I appreciate that. I'm dropping heat, but I really do appreciate that, guys. So we're taking your phone calls. We're live every Monday. Money making motivation, money making motivation, Monday motivation. We're taking your phone calls every Monday. Hey, caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
I have to cut you down because I'm watching you on YouTube.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is Latanya DeLoge. I go by the Queen of Credit.
Hey, Latanya, how are you doing?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing extremely well. How are you liking the show?
Well, first of all, I love your show, and what you just told about private student loans was so on point and accurate. And I just want to tell you that you are, I think, the number one person. I listen to people on credit. I read a lot. I do credit consultation. I really need to get to a point now where I need to automate it more.
Yes, ma'am.
But you and your accuracy and what you teach and what you educate, I'm so glad that you teach advanced for people like me because it's not, very basic.
Yes, ma'am.
On point. I appreciate your time. You have helped me. I recently got divorced last year.
Congratulations on your divorce. Congratulations on your freedom.
Yeah, and I started listening to you. You probably the only person that gives the meat and potatoes and really give the details about
Yes, ma'am.
credit and collection, honestly, on YouTube. And I just wanted to make like $3,500 for my daughter for college expenses, dealing with that at the same time, and it became a very, very profitable business.
Mm-hmm.
God has really blessed me in it.
Come on.
He says he'll open up the window
And pour out a blessing,
you won't have
room to receive. Come on, you better talk that talk now.
I have so much business, so many clients that just listening to you now is therapy for me. And I want to thank you so much because what you said, I will accredit to 90. Well, I can't accredit, but on the spiritual side, I credit God for 100% of the success, 90% of the practical and the law and the language of what you teach. I will accredit you 90% of the success, 10% came from my own research and reading books and that application. But what you're saying is powerful, it's on point, and I will definitely keep you in my prayers.
Thank you so much.
Anything attack you because you have been a blessing to me in my business and my knowledge to help my clients. So.
Thank you so very much. I'm so grateful and I appreciate that. We're actually coming out with something that's called Coaching the Coach. Because I get so many people, yes ma'am, I have so many people that are credit consultants or business consultants, and they want to know how to grow their platform, they want to know how to grow their business, and they want mentorship and tutoring. That is something that is coming soon, coming down the pike. It ain't gonna be $99 a month because like you just said, your business has exploded because the people need it. And I have to reproduce myself. So I'm coming up to the point to where I'm so excited that I'm about to start touring a lot more. So I'm not going to be able to do as much of the consulting. Now, I thought that once I got married, I was going to start coaching coaches, but the Lord said something different. So I'm like, okay, well, now the Lord is pushing me in that position. So now I'm going to start doing more of the coaching the coach, which will be different programs that will do, like you said, help you with that 90% and even get people the full 100% who don't know that 10%. So I appreciate you so much for calling in because I get a lot of credit coaches, a lot of business consultant advisors that are in my inbox because they want to be better at what they do or they don't know something. And I'm grateful to have 20 years of experience with banking and finance. And I'm grateful to have a library. And I'm grateful to have relationships with underwriters that I can call and get those answers when I don't know. But a lot of people don't have that. And, the number one best-selling book of all time that we just both talked about that taught me to be the best coach that I learned is that my people perish for what? Lack of knowledge. And if you do an etymology on that word perish, it means that they throw off restraint, meaning that they give up. So many people want to be coaches or they want to be consultants, but they give up because they feel like it's too hard or they fail because somebody's scores didn't go down and they didn't understand why. But that's why through coaching the coach, I'm going to make it available for anybody to go through that. But it ain't going to be cheap, but it's going to be definitely worth it. So that's good stuff.
Okay, yes, because I do need automation at this point. People flood me, and I like to do it because I like that it's right. But I need some automation in place to help me be just more efficient because right now I don't work during the summer.
Yes, ma'am.
But when August comes, I also coach basketball and elite players as well. So I'm going to need a more automated process for my business. Just to handle the amount of clients that I'm getting in.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And so in coaching the coach, I'll be able to provide some resources of what we use as far as automation, as well as what we use for being able to hire the right type of people to do those different types of things. That will be available in that coaching the coach program. But I really do appreciate you so much for calling in. And this was a great call. You're my last call for the day, so that's awesome.
Okay, great. And listen,
Yes, ma'am.
we do it like a credit cruise. I need a vacation and coaching the coach all in one.
Yep, we actually are doing. We're gonna do a retreat.
Credit cruise.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh Lord, I promise you, this has been so overwhelming. I'm blessed. I'm highly blessed. Dean, I have more money in my checking account now than I ever had married.
That's awesome.
I tell you, I woke up Sunday and I saw 5 digits in my checking account.
That's awesome.
Never been to that point married.
That's
so
awesome.
Tell anybody, I teach, tell women after divorce you can keep your credit,
yes,
keep your cash flow up.
You sure can. There is a life after divorce.
It is. You can have a coaching the coach credit cruise. I'm just gonna put the alliterations in. Because oh my God, I can use the cruise right now and get that information too. So, but yeah, I will sign up. I will be in there because you have. I need to sow into you, and that would definitely help me take my business on an automation level that I need.
That's good stuff. I really do appreciate you so much for calling in. I'm so very grateful, and I need those prayers because the attacks are coming, but I am more than a conqueror, and I appreciate that. So guys, listen, today has been a great day. I appreciate you guys so much for calling in. That was the last call for the day. Let me make sure I turn these phone lines off, because if I don't turn them off, they're going to keep going throughout the night for everybody that's watching the replay. Where it is at. Let me make sure I turn these phone lines off so I can go get me something to eat. I got to get me a salad because, we're going to continue to move forward and continue to do good things. Off. Bam. It is off. So listen, guys, the only person stopping you from being successful is you. If you don't know it, you can learn it. If you haven't yet met the person to coach you, to mentor you, or motivate you, you can meet them. If you don't have the character, you can develop it. Listen, go get them. See you next Monday. Success is waiting for you.